You know someone like this. Not the loud person who dominates every conversation, not the person constantly posting updates online. I'm talking about the quiet individual who keeps most of their life to themselves. They show up to work. They do what needs to be done. They laugh when something is funny. They seem friendly enough. Yet one day you realize something strange. You know almost nothing about them. You don't know who they're dating. You don't know what they did over the weekend. You don't know what goals they're chasing or what battles they're fighting. And what makes it even more interesting is that they seem completely comfortable with that. They're not antisocial. They're not hiding in the shadows. They're simply private. In today's world, that almost feels unusual. We've been taught that sharing equals connection, that openness is always healthy, that if someone isn't constantly talking about their life, there must be something wrong. Maybe they're insecure, maybe they're secretive, maybe they're hiding something. But what if we've got it all backwards? What if people who guard their personal lives aren't disconnected from the world at all? What if they've discovered something that many people never learn? Let's explore the psychology behind private people and why keeping your life to yourself can actually be a sign of strength. First, let's clear up an important misunderstanding. Privacy and secrecy are not the same thing. A secret is something you're actively trying to conceal. It often comes from fear, embarrassment, guilt, or shame. Privacy is different. Privacy is about choosing what belongs to you. It's the understanding that not every experience needs to be shared in order to matter. Not every achievement needs applause. Not every emotion requires an audience. Some moments become more meaningful because they remain personal. Psychologists who study personal boundaries have discovered that people who value privacy often possess a strong sense of identity. In simple terms, they know who they are. They don't constantly need reassurance from other people. They don't require likes, comments, approval, or validation to feel secure. That level of self-awareness is much rarer than most people realize. One reason private people keep things to themselves is self-protection, and not because they're afraid, because they've learned from experience. Think about how often people announce a new relationship, a business idea, or an exciting goal, only to be met with criticism, jealousy, negativity, or endless opinions. When something is new, it's fragile. A dream is most vulnerable at the beginning. Private people understand this. Instead of exposing every new development to public scrutiny, they allow it time to grow. They protect it until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Another reason is energy. Most people don't realize how exhausting it can be to constantly explain yourself. Every time you share something personal, you invite responses, questions, advice, judgments, expectations. Suddenly, you're managing not only your own emotions, but everyone else's reactions too. That takes effort. Private people often avoid this emotional burden altogether. They conserve their mental energy for the things that truly matter. It's not that they dislike people, they simply value their peace. But perhaps the most fascinating reason involves identity. Research suggests that people who constantly present their lives to an audience can gradually begin shaping themselves around audience reactions. They start choosing actions that earn approval. They make decisions based on what others will think. Over time, they can lose sight of what they genuinely want. Private people face this problem far less often because they're not performing for anyone. Their decisions remain connected to their own values rather than public opinion. Their identity stays stable because it isn't constantly being influenced by outside feedback. There's another misconception about private people. Many assume they're cold or emotionally unavailable, but studies suggest something different. Private people aren't less connected. They're simply more selective. Instead of having shallow relationships with dozens of people, they often invest deeply in a small number of trusted individuals. They don't tell everyone everything, but when someone earns their trust, the connection can be incredibly meaningful. That's not emotional weakness, it's emotional intelligence. It's understanding that not every relationship is meant to carry your deepest thoughts, fears, and dreams. Trust is valuable, and valuable things are not handed out carelessly. So the next time you meet someone who rarely talks about their personal life, don't rush to conclusions, don't assume they're cold, don't assume they're lonely, and don't assume they're hiding something. You may be looking at someone who has mastered a skill many people spent years trying to develop. The ability to live without constantly seeking attention, the ability to enjoy experiences without broadcasting them, the ability to find meaning without needing validation. A private life isn't an empty life. In many cases, it's exactly the opposite. It's a life rich with experiences, relationships, goals, and emotions that don't need public approval to feel important. Maybe the real question isn't why some people are so private. Maybe the better question is why so many of us feel the need to turn every moment into a performance. Why do we sometimes believe that if nobody sees something, it somehow matters less? The truth is that some of life's most valuable moments happen quietly. They aren't posted online, they aren't announced to the world, they're simply lived. And perhaps that's enough. Before you go, here's a small challenge. For the next day, keep one meaningful moment entirely to yourself. Don't post it, don't talk about it, don't explain it. Just experience it. Notice how it feels when a moment belongs only to you. If you enjoyed this video and want more psychology insights that change how you see human behavior, make sure to subscribe. And if you know someone who values their privacy, share this video with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.